You know, it was just, I wasn't trying to be the hero. This is what people need to understand. Heroes seeking will get you killed. 1, 2, it will make you an ass. Period. But you know, if you're in a situation when you can do something and you decide not to, or you choose not to, you become the villain. You become complacent to wrongdoing, and you sit back and complain how bad the world is. But when you had the chance to make it better, you chose not to.
You went to Waffle House instead.
You went to Waffle House. Now, I have to say, they make some delicious waffles.
Oh, Lord. That line be too long, man. Even in a pandemic.
That you just going at the wrong time. You need to go like, 2 a.m. when everybody they've been to the club, got their Waffle House and went home.
Look, down here it's still long. Just like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.
So wow. I got a question for you.
Go ahead. That's always fun.
So in the story, right? Who did you most relate with? And why?
I think, and I'm like really terrible with like the names, but like the kind of god dude who came in later after with the main character. Because I read it a long time ago, so my brain is like shot. But like the guide for the main character, basically.
So before the main, you mean the whole train? All right. So
is it the dragon?
Yeah, the dragon.
I relate with the dragon, and I'll tell you why. So there's a part where he starts listening to music for the first time.
Oh, that's Cyril.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's Cyril. And so one thing with Cyril is he's like, nah, fam, like, you're not that special, but I'm going to help you. And there are moments that he's like, these are my boundaries. Like, you're doing the most. And also, it's just like mood. It's also like the simplicity of joy that he gets from the music was something that I just really, really enjoyed with the character. Because it's like, it's this rough and tough, like legendary mythological thing. And it's like the simplicity of like being at peace on the train, listening to music.
It's so funny because Cyril is a boss, right?
Right.
Cyril could be freaking epic, but due to circumstances.
Yeah, and it's like
he has to kind of hold it up.
Yeah. And it's also, it's like I could unleash the beast, but because of, things that I've done in my past, I kind of got to just chill, and it's learning to like teach and guide versus coming in and saving.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like where I'm at now, and so I get it.
That's awesome. I mean, we need mentors. That's not only a fact, but it's just it's beyond truth.
Right.
We can't really move forward as assuredly and quickly as we would like if we're trying to reinvent the wheel every time.
Right.
Right. Mentors are those guys that are coming in and like, you know what? So this is what I learned. This is what works. You take this and push it up the hill a little bit,
You'll move forward way farther than I did.
So I want to say I appreciate every single one of them. And I have 3. So, of course, that's Jason Primrose. That's Manuel Godoy. And that's also Halie. My brain goes funky. Give me just a second.
You're fine.
Coming to me.
You're totally okay.
Halie Fewkes. Boom. There we go.
I'm going to have to look up all these people.
Yeah, she writes a series called The Secret of the Tally.
Okay. Send me all those people, because I would also like to add those in, because there's kind of like the question of like, who are the parents of your book, right? Like what You know, what books told you, hey, I really could do this, write this, create this way.
And it's funny that you say that, because there was never really a book that said to me, you should do this. You know?
Right. It's like the idea is there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what it was is that, again, it was that spark of inspiration, and then the fact that I haven't read any books that had someone like me saving the world.
Yes.
Or someone like me, you know, pulling everybody's ass out of the fire. And I was like,
right.
We can do that too, you know?
Yeah.
I think we've proved that. So
yes.
It's I just figured, you know what? I could do that.
I love that.
And I would love to. And now I've got all these freaking brain children, and I want to do so much with them. And as much as I want to do, I have to kind of rein it in, because before you know it, you know, I'll have the book and the comic, and then I'm like, you know, I want to do webtoons. I want to do an animation.
Right.
Like, all these things cost a lot of freaking money, and I have
a lot.
Single Kickstarter.
So. But get together, bro, because it is, to make quality creations, you gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, I've seen what people say. It's like, oh yeah, I got an anime coming out, and I watch it and I'm like, this is an animated comic. Yeah, I want freaking movement.
Anime.
But that takes, like you said, money and boatloads of it. Like the last big successful Kickstarter I saw was from Lost Children of Andromeda, Z, and his was like 32,000. That was the goal. 32 G's. I was like, whoa, most people set that mug around 2.
Yeah.
Just so they can hit it, and then anything that comes after is like, you know, gravy. But he went the whole mile and did that. It went down to the wire too, and I was with him the whole time, like, dude, you got it, dude, you got it. And he hit 50% well after the halfway mark. Right? Well after the halfway mark. And I was like, dude, you got this. And I'm sitting here like, maybe I need to bump up my tier.
Yes. Yeah, it's facts, because it's like, and even then, that's mad money, but is it even enough?
Yeah, that's the thing, because you have to give a lot of goodies.
Yes.
Right, to entice. So you might get $100 payment for a tier, but only about 40 of that will be money that you actually gain, because you now have to send that book with this poster and so on and so forth. All those things take money to produce.
Right.
But when you get that money, you're out from under the pressure of having to have that money to get your baby out there. And that's a huge thing, man. If I could just say, you know what, I'm good. I got that $6,000 to get this out.
Right.
You know,
it's like, do you know what I could do?
I always count that in PlayStations.
Yes.
You know how many PlayStations?
Wow. Oh, that just blew my mind as like a perception shift of how many PlayStations it would be.
I mean, I always kind of look at it like that, because that's where my brain goes. Like, I could be saving the world right now.
Yeah, this is it. This is facts.
I'm paying these bills. But yeah, I think I will start the third book before the end of the year. And the real question is, because did I send you the hidden chapters? I don't know if I sent you the hidden chapters.
I didn't. I have the discussion of the hidden chapters, but I don't feel that I got them.
Okay, I think I need to send that to you, because.
And if you did, just send it again, because now I could read them.
No problem. But the character that's centered around is the one that I want to do the comic on. And that particular character has a very deep history that goes well beyond the creation of this book.
I love that so much. Like,
well beyond. So there's a lot of chemistry that can go with this character. He's much deeper than he appears on the surface, but he's still just as off.
Yes, I got you. So, I love that so much. I love this conversation, and I hate to be like, well, we're gonna wrap it up, but that's really what I gotta do. But it's so enjoyable to be able to listen to the creator of these worlds, because I don't think we get that enough.
Yeah, I mean, accessibility is new to this kind of thing, because a lot of authors from back in the day, you saw the name, you saw that picture, but that's about it.
That's all.
TV, maybe for an interview, but now you can ask me questions like,
yeah,
you know.
It's so great, because it's also like I'm learning your intentions of like the book and the ways that you intended for it to be and all of these things, and kind of like how I received it. And it's just a great experience for me overall.
Yeah.
So I really love that.
And I think it's better too now to gain an understanding from the authors of stories or poetry, other than leaving it all up to interpretation, because that works for a lot of things, and that's good.
Right.
But when you have the artist or the author alive,
yes, very important.
You don't want to have to leave it up to interpretation. Just send them a text.
Yeah, just like email them and be like, what were you thinking when you wrote this? Because it adds another layer of richness to the experience of the artwork, really.
Yeah. And of course, there's going to be those things where I'm just like, well, you'll find out later. You know?
Right. But it's been a pleasure. Is there anything that you want to plug, or any words to somebody who's thinking of writing their book?
All right, so I would say go to juasographics.com and you can get t-shirts there, stickers as well. We'll be rotating out the imagery soon, so
so I need to get my stuff now. Got you.
New ones later. As far as any writers or inspiring writers or authors, look, the only way that you're not going to write this book is if A, you don't start, or B, you stop. If you write a sentence a day, it'll take a while, but you'll have a book. You know? And if you save a little bit of money every week, you'll stack the bread to get your book printed. And it doesn't even have to be through you.
Right.
Right? You can put together the money and put it on Amazon. They'll print it for you. But just don't expect to make a ton of money off of it.
Right.
But your book will exist. Your thoughts will be real. So don't give up on it, right? Don't try to go by what you see other people doing around you. Put on blinders and do you. And I guess lastly, I might be awesome, but I'm only reflecting your shine.
I love that so much.
Thank you for listening to the show. Check out our Patreon, the website in the show notes. Rate, review, and subscribe or share with the homie. And don't forget that you are magic. No te olvides que eres magia. Pas oublier où c'est magique. Take care and see you next week.